All right, so we're going to label this. We're going to start off with the date. So 8/11/21. And these are going to be practice problems from 8/10. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do the problems from yesterday's assignment. All right? If you got some right and some wrong, well then maybe only put the ones you got wrong in your notes. You're more than welcome to put all of these in your notes today, because I'm going to give you another 8 problems to do today that are going to follow the same format, just different numbers. All right? So this is kind of the step-by-step of how to do everything. All right, so from yesterday's assignment, number 1 was 16 equals negative d plus 6. All right, and in this problem, we're trying to get this d by itself, so we subtract 6 from each side. So we get 10 equals negative d. And when you're at the end of one of these problems and you've got a negative sign in front of the variable, you divide both sides by negative 1. And we get negative 10 is equal to d. And then you circle it real pretty, or highlight it, or, you know, something like that. Number 2, 4.7x plus 3.8 equal to 13.2. So right here you're going to subtract this 3.8 from each side. And this 4.7x just falls down. The 3.8s cancel out. And it's equal to 13.2 minus 3.8. $9.4. And then divide both sides by the 4.7. These cancel out, and your x is equal to 2. Number 3 was 6/7 x minus 8 equals 7. So right here you're trying to get this 6/7 x by itself, so you're going to add 8 to each side. And the 6/7 x will come down, the 8's go away, and it's equal to 15. So you can divide both sides by what's in front of the variable. So if you divide both sides by 6/7, 6/7 divided by 6/7 equals 1. And you don't need to write the 1 in front of the x. And 15 divided by 6/7, that's 17.5. Number 4 was negative 2 is equal to negative 5 plus z, and it's all being divided by negative 2. Alright, when you got this negative 2 down here in the denominator, you can multiply both sides by negative 2. times over here by -2. And these -2's will cancel out. So -2 times -2 on the left is +4. And that's equal to -5 plus z. And then add 5 to each side. And 9 is equal to z. Number 5 was b minus 3 being divided by -5 is equal to -15. So something minus 3 that's divided by -5 equals -15. So again, you multiply both sides by that denominator, which is -5. And these -5's cancel out. So on the left, you just got the b minus 3. -15 times -5, negative times negative is a positive, and 15 times 5, that's 75. And then you can add 3. So your b is equal to 78. Number 6 was 2 is equal to 6p minus 8 minus 5p. Alright, over on this right hand side, all on the same side of the equal sign, we got the 6p and we got the 5p. So we have to combine those two first. So this 2 is equal to 6p's minus 5p's. That's just 1p. You can or can't write that p. It's up to you. Minus 8. So now we add 8 to each side. And the 2 plus 8, well, that's a 10. And it's equal to 1p or just p. Number 7 was 3x minus 9 minus 5x is equal to -7. And same type of problem, just now everything's the extra x's are on the left hand side. So you still got to combine them. You got 3x minus 5x, and that's -2x. And then the -9 comes down, and it's equal to -7. So now you can add 9 to each side. And this -2x is equal to 2. And then divide by -2. These will cancel, and your x is equal to -1. And number 8. That was 5D minus D minus 2D plus 8 minus 3D. And it's all equal to 0. So all of these D's have to get combined. You got a 5 minus a 1, which is 4, minus 2 is 2, minus 3. And 2 minus 3 is negative 1D. And it's still plus the 8, and it's still equal to 0. So you just combined all these like terms. You combine the 5, the negative 1, the negative 2, and the negative 3, and all of that combined gave you negative 1. So now you can subtract 8 from each side. And this negative 1D, or negative D, is equal to negative 8, and you can divide both sides by negative 1. And D is equal to 8. Alright, so I hope that review helps, because your assignment for today is very similar to yesterday, but there's just different values in the problems. So on a clean piece of paper, you're going to do these 8 problems today.
Students, this is a reminder today during Anchor Hour on the senior patio. If you are a bus rider and still need to pick up your bus slip, you can pick it up on the senior patio during Anchor Hour. Also, lockers and parking will be sold during Anchor Hour on the senior patio as well.
Alright, so you can just label this practice 8-11-21, name, date, period number in the upper right hand corner. I want you to get as many of these problems done as you can, real neat, showing all your work. It should look just like the notes I just gave you. And then when the bell rings and you go to lunch, you're going to put them in that basket up there. Got it? That's today's assignment.